welcome to Rights of Woman. I'm delighted to be here this morning with Ayisha Malik, author of Sophia Khan Is Not Obliged, which became a Richard and Judy choice last year. No, it didn't.
W.H. Smith, Fresh Talent.
Oh, wrong already.
Bad research. Well, let's just say it was Richard and Judy. That's fine, yeah. Why not?
It's the same thing. It's not really. Right. So, W.H. Smith's Fresh Choice, which I think the list has got more interesting recently. That's a bit of a cheeky thing to say, but has brought.
Are you trying to say it wasn't interesting when I was on it?
No, I meant that it's broadened. I think it was very white initially, and so now we've got a bigger range of writers, a more representative range. And new book, The Other Half of Happiness, was published recently, and is a follow-up, so it's still Sophia Khan, Muslim Sophia Khan's world, and it is amazing. So we're here to talk about that. The first thing I wanted to ask you about is, where did the idea for Sophia Khan come from? Because if you haven't read it, Sophia's a hijab-wearing, swearing, publishing industry working writer who writes...
They're not based on me, actually. Completely different. Women
always write about their own experiences. Of course. So it's a really interesting idea, different I think to anything that had been published before. So I'm interested in how the idea came about to start with.
Okay, so different, yes, in that the protagonist is Muslim. Perhaps not different in that it was, I conceived it very much as a kind of Muslim version of Bridget Jones.
Right.
So as you know, I used a similar narrative structure to Helen Fielding, and it just came to me because the Muslim dating world is really quite absurd, and as is the publishing world. And I'd been writing other things for a long time, and actually I realised that I just wanted to write something funny and something based on some of my experiences and some of my friends' experiences, and just kind of give an insight into a more kind of normalised version of Muslim life. Which I think is, well, let me ask you the second question, because the second question was about the audience and whether you considered if you were writing it for a particular group of people, because... No, I didn't.
Right.
No, I didn't really think about, I was writing it very much for myself. And because I didn't have an agent then, and I didn't have a publishing deal, and it was very much a kind of labour of love and also craft, just kind of, because I'd never finished a book before, so for me that was an achievement. Just finishing something generally in life for me is an achievement. So finishing a book for me was, was a big deal, so I really didn't have anyone in mind apart from myself, and I think that's probably the best way to, I know, you have to have I knew that it was a kind of marketable idea as well. That publishing side of me spoke, and people who I know in the publishing industry, they were like, this is a fresh twist on Bridget Jones, so I knew it would have some kind of market appeal. And the rest of it was just for me.
Wow. So there's sort of two things I want to pick up on there. I think we probably should mention that you worked at Penguin Random House.
Yeah, it was then just Random House.
So a while ago. So that's your sort of insight into the publishing industry. And then when you were editing it, did anything change in the edits in terms of thinking about the audience?
Oh, loads. I tend to be politically really incorrect. And so I had to tone down quite a few things in the book, just because my agent was like, that's not funny, it's just people will balk at that. So, and they were all usually jokes based on kind of Muslim life, if that's what you want to call it, rather than any other people, because if I'm going to attack something, I'm generally going to focus on my community. And so I toned it down a fair bit, but more than anything else, it was really the plotting that had changed. It was I didn't go in with a very sound structure in mind, so I just basically just started vomiting out words, and that required some editing, as my agent and my publisher will tell you.
Great. Did you come across any resistance then? You said you knew it was marketable already, so you've got you said there's a bit of editing. Was there any other resistance from anyone? Did anyone turn it down because of the type of book you wrote?
Yeah, I think it was turned down from several publishers, but you never know the reason behind it. So there were a few varying reasons, but I'm not sure whether the public was really ready for a Muslim protagonist who didn't deal with kind of issue-laden ideas, and I don't know. I mean, it's completely presumptuous on my behalf if I say that publishers were feeling the same way. It could just be that they didn't like the story, they didn't like the narrative, which is fine. But there were a few other publishers really interested in it as well. But finally you went to, I feel, the right person. So
yeah. I think I'm asking partly because it's unusual in the sense that it's genre fiction from with a Muslim protagonist, which feels like it's breaking new ground.
I guess I didn't write it as genre fiction. I just kind of wrote a story that I wanted to tell. I knew I wanted to write something funny with a romantic element in it. So I knew I was writing a rom-com, I guess, but I didn't really have that genre in mind. But I guess because it is easily identifiable as the genre fiction. So it is new, but I guess I don't know how risk averse the publishing industry can be, and supermarkets can be, and that kind of thing. So it's always a bit of a risk when you're doing something quite new.
And hooray for W.H. Smith. Right, what was I going to... Yes, so next question was actually about the idea of it being a romantic comedy. Because the new one, The Other Half of Happiness, really is about, a bit of a spoiler, sorry kids, breaking up. And finding meaning beyond the idea of marriage. So why did you go for, because it's still funny, it's still a romantic comedy, there's still elements in there, but you've gone for a bit of a different take on it.
Yeah, again, it wasn't because in my head I'm not writing kind of genre fiction. I didn't feel like I had to stick to any kind of necessary plot point. I do know that the first book is much lighter than the second book, but the second book for me, it just made sense for the characters that I'd created. It just with Muslim dating, you don't, if you're going to kind of plunge into the deep end without really knowing someone because you've fallen in love and because actually you can't have sex until you're married, then it's quite an impulsive thing to do, right? Because you don't really know the person in the same way that you might do if you met them when you were younger, or if you didn't have such kind of strong kind of a particular framework in which you're living. So for me, it just kind of made sense for both characters, and I don't know if I didn't plan for it to be that dark in places. It wasn't something that I'd initially thought, it's going to be a serious novel, because it wasn't my intention. It just kind of went that way. And even by the end of it, I was like, am I sure, am I not sure? Right. I was kind of double-minded, but not with the ending, but with a few things that happened in between.
Okay.
But I ran out of time. So it is what it is, yeah.
Well, I'm just going to jump in there and say it's perfect. So
thank you.
Now, as well as it being romantic comedy, which we'll come back to comedy in a minute because I do want to ask about that, but it's very much, and the first book as well, are very much about female friendship, I think. So I've written down on my notes, Eleanor Ferrante obviously has brought female friendship very much back into the conversation. Essex Serpent as well is one that's got really strong female friendship. So I wondered how important the portrayal of female friendship was to you.
So important. More important than the actual men. As it should be in life. Because it just makes so much more sense. And I think it's different when you perhaps begin a relationship quite early on in your life, maybe in your teens or your 20s or whatever, but I think those female friendships are so formative, and I'm so happy now that there are more books that focus on that, because And in some ways, they're kind of rid with all kinds of emotional issues that we don't really explore enough, really. In some way, female friendships can be as formative or as destructive as other relationships, romantic relationships. And whilst the female friendships in my books are very solid and very strong, I think that they're so much more interesting in many ways than romantic relationships.
Yeah, because the part, without spoiling it, the bits where they have to deal with things that their friends have done that they don't necessarily agree with or like. And the most interesting bits of the book, what do you do when your friend's done something that you think's horrific? You're their friend and you're going to be there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It was almost, the friends were almost already there in my head when I started the book before the romantic leads were. And I just don't think that you can kind of value it enough in books, and I'm really glad that it's being explored more in literature. Yeah.
Great. So it was mentioned about the comedy, and you said you set out to write a Muslim version of Bridget Jones. And I think it's quite rare actually for women writers to be acknowledged as funny. There was a thread on Twitter that I know you were part of the other day where there were loads of men mentioned before anybody mentioned a female writer who was funny. So did you deliberately set out then to write something that was comedic?
I think it kind of just came naturally. Not that I'm naturally funny, by the way, but it was just the voice. It was, and the subject matter just is so absurd. If you're a Muslim and you were dating, then you know what I'm talking about. That I just felt like it was the right thing to do. And I think that most things in life, I mean, I know there are really horrific and tragic things that happen, obviously, but in so many aspects of life, when something bad happens, there's usually always a thread of the ridiculous happening around it or in it, So I think that's just so true to life as well. Not everything is just completely serious. Even when sad things happen, there's always an element of absurdity or ridiculousness. And so for me, it's kind of comedy is just a very natural way to write, because I think when I look around, I just see serious stuff, but also the ridiculous alongside it.
Yeah, and a bit of a survival mechanism.
It is, and also I think, and I guess I didn't do this conscientiously, but afterwards I kind of realised that it's probably a much better way to engage readership than it is if you're writing about something really serious.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, can you imagine writing, I don't think you could write a serious book about Muslim dating even if you tried. But if you started writing about a Muslim protagonist living in London, working in publishing, and a serious book, it's just going to be like every other book about brown people that I've read, that's not something that I want to do or something that I want to perpetuate, because it's also not true to real life.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, and even the bits, without try not to do any spoilers, but bits about Connell.
Yeah.
And when his family think that he's gone funder as you write in the book, are hilarious.
Oh, really?
I thought were really funny.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what Muslims do.
that's the truth of it, isn't it? I mean, there were so many things that happened before I'd written it and while I was writing. I think there was a policeman in Birmingham, a Pakistani policeman who had set out some rules as to how to detect a terrorist or potentially someone who had been radicalised, and one of them was like not shopping in Marks and Spencer's, and not celebrating Christmas, and other these really absurd things. I was like, what? I don't understand. But then, I think people get really nervous now around people who are kind of praying quite openly or wear a scarf, and I can understand that nervousness as well. You can't kind of dismiss why people are wary. At the same time, you don't want what your practices are in life to be aligned with someone that's radicalised, because it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Now, totally different topic, sort of. Nadia Begum You've been working with it, well, you worked with it on one book and I believe you're working on a second
Yes,
book?
just finished the second book.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So I wanted to ask actually, because there was a bit of controversy when the first one came out. There was an article in The Guardian that was, how shall I put it, not particularly praising of celebrity novels. It has a bit of a dig, to be honest. And I was interested in how you feel about ghostwriting, and particularly writing something that's an audience book that's come from again a hijab wearing Muslim who's been on a massive TV show.
Yeah, for me it's been a really positive experience. It's been great for my professional side, in the sense that it's taught me how to write in a professional manner. It's helped me structure my time. It's helped me, the story is very much kind of given to me. It's helped me understand how best to utilise my own time when I'm writing my own books. And I think it's a positive thing in that she's a hijabi Muslim who people love, and it's nice to have that voice in literature as well. And the chosen writer for the book is also a hijabi Muslim, who people don't really know, but it's quite cool. And so for me it's been a really positive experience. I thought it was an odd choice to have a go at, to be honest. It's like, Yeah, but I think everyone has an opinion on something or another, right? Maybe it was the wrong platform. I can understand this. I can understand how these kind of celebrity novels can kind of irk people who are writers and who really struggle. So there are always two sides to the story. I can only tell you my side, which is that for me personally it has been a positive experience for both my writing and otherwise.
So we just mentioned the new Nadia Begum novel's just finished. Are you working on anything that's going to come out as Ayisha Malik?
Yes, I'm working on my third novel, which is not Sophia Khan. Thank God. Bless her. I feel like she might come back at some point though. Which is not due for release for a while. I haven't finished it yet. Hide my word count, don't tell my editor. But that should be, I'm working on that right now, which I'm really enjoying. It's a bit different to Sophia Khan. Still an element of comedy, perhaps a bit more serious, but hopefully still funny.
And the last thing I wanted to ask, which I ask everybody, my book's about female writers and books by women. Have you read anything recently that's brilliant that we should be rushing out to get?
I'm reading 40 Walls of Love right now by Ayisha Malik. And partly that's just really good timing. I did a panel with her last month, and I bought the book. People have raved about it, and it was really good timing because I'd actually been away on a spiritual Islamic retreat. Spiritual, and it talks about these stories in different times. It focuses on kind of Sufism and this idea of finding the self, and that's how you find God. And it's just a wonderful read for me right now in relation to where I've just been. So I definitely recommend that.
It sounds really interesting, and actually something that comes in at the end of the happiness as well.
Exactly. So it's kind of happened the other way around.
Fantastic. Look out for it.
If
you've come here from the blog, then you'll know there's a review over there of The Other Half of Happiness, as well as my review of Sophia Khan. The first Sophia Khan book is there too. If you're on YouTube, the links are down below. There are also links to buy the book. It's absolutely fantastic. I sobbed on the train reading the end, so what more could you want?
Making people cry.
So just a big thank you to Ayisha.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.